is here.
Or a toothache, it is entirely possible that you may also have a sore throat, in which case you might like to take some cough syrup. And he had a bottle of Sanatogen baby cough syrup, and he poured some cough syrup on, and then he said, you may not like the taste of this medicine, in which case you would like to drink some water. So he sprinkled some water on, and then he said, watch carefully, because in a few seconds you will see how this horrendous medicine containing acid can burn a hole in your stomach. And as he was talking, the whole thing burst into flame, and when people saw this, they were absolutely terrified. People said to themselves, I don't want to have that happening in my stomach. So do you know what they did, dear children? They started fumbling and bumbling around in their pockets until they found, sorry, I'm trying to find it. I've got it here. Until they found one of these. 2 shillings and 6pence, half a crown. Now that was a lot of money in those days. And every Saturday afternoon at Shepherd's Bush Market, people used to buy the magic medicine man's magic medicine. Now I have to tell you, dear children, that when I was 10 years old, I was very lucky. I was never ill. Even luckier still, I had no money. No money, no problems. But what I have to tell you, dear children, ever since I had been a tiny baby, I had developed a serious psychological malfunction. I had developed a secret and passionate obsession with fire. Now, my parents had bought me a chemistry set when I was 8 years old. And I used to mix all the ingredients together in the chemistry set in an attempt to make fire. But all I succeeded in making was fizzes, pops and smells, nothing like the magic medicine man at Shepherd's Bush Market. So I decided I would try to repeat his experiment. Now I knew where I could get the Sanatogen baby cough syrup from. That came from Boots the Chemist in Uxbridge Road. I knew where I could get the aspirins from. Boots the Chemist in Uxbridge Road. I knew where I could get the water from. It came from the tap. But I didn't know the identity of those crystals. So I decided to find out. I went along to Shepherd's Bush Library, and there I borrowed a book which was called Chemistry Magic. And I used to read in that book about all the recipes and mixtures which are used to make fireworks, pyrotechnics, makes things burn, to see whether there was a substance described in there which fitted the description of those purple crystals. And yes, dear children, there was a substance. It was called potassium permanganate. So, together with the other ingredients, I procured some potassium permanganate. I set up the experiment in my mother's kitchen at 44 Stanley Road, Shepherd's Bush, London, W12. And lo and behold, within half a minute, the whole thing burst into flames and filled the kitchen with smoke. That, my dear children, was the greatest moment of my life, for that was my first ever truly successful experiment in chemistry. And since that time, I have been conducting experiments, and the story of my experiments I will tell you indoors. So if we now move inside to find out what these experiments led to. Thank you very much for your attention so far. When I was 20, I had a 10-year-old brother, and I had some experience with children. But the thing that surprised me the most was when I went to this school for my interview, the children, they looked at me and they started calling me sir. I couldn't believe it. They were calling me sir. I had never been called anything other than idiot, Szydlo, or go away, you fool. But for the first time, children were showing respect. So I thought, I must take such a job, where for the first time in my life, I could be a somebody. I have always been treated as nobody. Now, sir. That was the photocopier. For the first time, we were able to photocopy notes or something like that, you see. So a photocopier arrived on December the 17th, 1973 in the school office. So Raj came up to me and said, Andrew, we've got to try the new photocopier out. So we rushed downstairs to the office and we said, hang around, what shall we photocopy? Have we got something to photocopy? But we had nothing. So I found in my wallet a £1 note. I had a £1 note because in those days £1 notes. And I said, Roger, let's photograph some £1 notes. So I photographed this £1 note. You see, it was a black and white copy. I cut it up with scissors and I stuck it together. And I thought today it would be nothing, but today for me it was amazing to have a photocopy of a £1 note, a black and white copy. At any rate, I put it in my pocket. And then, what happened, I then went to take a register with Form 3C, and you see, it was just before Christmas, some of the pupils weren't there, and it doesn't matter, we didn't mind too much. And then, in the afternoon, that's right, one of the boys, Tom Dennehy, he came late for the lesson, he was 25 minutes late. And I thought, brilliant. I said, Tom, you've come to school. For those children, many of them, they played on the streets. They didn't like going to school. But Tom came in 25 minutes late. And I said, Tom, well done for turning up. Here's a present for you. And I gave him my photocopied £1 note. Oh, brilliant. And I said, put it in his pocket. Now, in the afternoon, when I was taking the register, this was of no concern to me. I called and Tom wasn't in school, so were a few other people. It was close to the Christmas holidays, so I didn't draw any attention. After school, I then went down to I was writing the reports for the children, you see, and someone came up to me and said, Andrew, there's a telephone call for you from the school. You've come to the school. And I thought, that's very peculiar. Who would want to phone me at Cardinal Manning's school, which hardly anyone knew that I worked at this school? So I thought, that's a bit peculiar. I went down to the school office, and I picked up the phone, and this is what I heard. Is that you, Mr. Szydlo? Yes, speaking. This is Detective Sergeant Smith, Arrow Road Police Station. You is required to come down to the station immediately. I thought to myself, what? A police officer? Really? I then thought it's a friend of mine who plays practical jokes. His name is Bolek Yaborek, and he used to phone people up. So I thought, Bolek, I called you. That's it. I know you're not an officer. But then the man said, excuse me, Mr. Szydlo, this is a perfectly serious telephone conversation. You is requested to come to the station immediately. And I thought, blimey, me? Police station? What's this got to do with anything? So I said, excuse me, can you tell me what the nature of the business is? He says, Mr. Szydlo. Oh yeah, I said, how do I get there? That was my first. I didn't know where Harrow Road Police Station was. So he said, well, where are you? I said, Cardinal Manning School. He said, you come out St. Charles Square, turn left down Portobello Road, then go right down Harrow Road, it's a mile away, 10 minutes on the bike. But then I thought, hey, well, me to a police station. So I said, excuse me, can you tell me what the nature of the business is? He says, Mr. Szydlo, the matter is too serious for me to tell you on the phone. And the phone went dead. And I thought, too...
Steadfast and tall.